Welcome to the last video in the set. If you've been following along so far, I think this is video number 4. I'm going to run through question 5 and question 6 relatively quickly. I'm not going to explain too much. I just want you to see what the problems look like, and I'll kind of talk you through my steps as I go. So for question number 5, tangent squared tangent, I need to get it equal to 0. So 2 tangent, by the way, that's I think a little sigma. All right, minus 15 is equal to 0. I'm going to factor. So 2 tangent, sigma, tangent, sigma. I would like a 3 here, and I think I want a 5 here. So 2 times 3 is negative 6. Positive 5. There's my 2 factors. All right. So 2 tangent sigma plus 5 equals 0. Tangent sigma is equal to negative 5 halves. So I'm going to do tangent of sigma prime equals positive 5 halves. So my reference angle would be the inverse tangent of 5 halves. Grab a calculator, make sure it's in degree mode, and sigma prime is equal to 68.2 degrees. All right, ASTC. Where is tangent negative? Tangent is negative in quadrants 2 and quadrant 4. So I'm looking for 180 minus 68.2 degrees. So this is going to be 111.8. Looking in quadrant 4, so 360 minus 68.2 degrees. So 291.8. So let's do a little sigma down here. 111 degrees. 291.8 degrees. That's the first half of my that's the first half. Sorry about that. That's the first half of my answer. Now I want to get into the second half. That's the same color. We'll go orange. So let's see. So tangent of sigma minus 3 equals 0. So tangent of sigma is equal to 3. So sigma would be equal to the inverse tangent of 3. Grab calculator. All right, so sigma is equal to 71.6 degrees. ASTC, I'm looking for where is tangent positive in this case, and that's first and third quadrants. I am going to remind myself that my reference angle is in the first quadrant. And in the third quadrant, I would need to take 180 plus my reference angle. So that's going to give me 108.4 degrees. All right. So sigma is equal to those 2 angles and 71.6 degrees and 108.4. How am I getting 108? Oh, I'm not paying attention. It would help if I were to add my terms, not subtract them. Let's try that again. Sorry about that. So 251.6 degrees makes a heck of a lot more sense in quadrant 3. All right. So no more goofy errors on that one, I hope. All right, that should take care of problem number 5. Number 6, sine squared and sine, I need to factor. All right, it's already equal to 0, which is nice. 3 and 1. What do I have there? Let's make this a 4 sine x and a 2 sine of x. And let me see if that works. So that would be negative 12. That would be positive 1. All right. So, whoops. 2 times 4 is 8. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. This 2 terms in the middle become a negative 12 and a positive 2. Yep, my factors are good. So I'm going to take each individual factor. So 2 sine of x minus 3 equals 0. So sine of x equals 3 halves. My reference angle is going to be the inverse sine of 3 halves. And I'm pretty sure my calculator is going to holler at me. I win! My calculator does yell at me. All right, so this is outside of the range of negative 1 to positive 1. So there are no answers for this part. Okay? All right. So then if I take a look at the other half of this, 4 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0, which means sine of x is equal to negative 1/4. So my reference angle would be the inverse sine of positive 1/4. Okay, so inverse sine of 1/4. And I'm going to get my reference angle is 14.5 degrees. ASTC. Where is sine negative? Sine is negative in quadrants 3 and quadrant 4. So I want to be 14.5 degrees off the x-axis. Let me make sure I hit the plus sign this time. See, I can be taught. So 194.5 degrees. I need to be 14.5 degrees off the x-axis in quadrant 4. So that's going to give me 345.5 degrees. So x is equal to 194.5 degrees and 345.5 degrees. All right. So those are the two answers for question number 5 and question number 6. I hope I didn't make any mistakes, or if I did make mistakes, go ahead and call me out on them. Folks, let me know if you have any questions.